Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I have some new parts in, and actually I'm just going to show you real quick. Got the new rotors, both of them, and front brake pads. They are the cheaper ones. These are the melee ones. I've always had the melees. I never really had a problem with them, so I'm going to try them out for this time. I got them on eBay. They're only 130 bucks for the set, which is really cheap. I mean, they had the OEMs for like 300 bucks, but these were worth a shot for how cheap they were. And I got these, I guess they're Hella Pagged, I guess, pads. I have these on the car already from last year sometime. I put them on, and they're actually still in excellent condition. They work perfectly well. I mean, they're only like 80 bucks, I think 82 bucks for them, so for the price, can't beat it. I gotta try these suckers out, but I'm gonna take you over to the car. I started taking everything apart, and I took the wheel, and actually I was just, for the sake of it, I started moving it around like side to side, and what do you know, there's a clunk, and wasn't sure why, because there's a lot of replaced parts on here, and shocker is, it is the outer tie rod on the passenger side that is out, and it's weird because it's pretty much brand new, which I'm not quite sure why it's out. It's only just a few months old. I mean, it's probably like 4 months at the most, maybe 5 months. I mean, I don't understand why it's out already, but I mean, I didn't get the car aligned, thank goodness. So now I will be able to, I have to get one of these really quick because it's pretty much killing my tire. So yeah, but we're going to replace the rotors today. I'm going to order the tie rods, so they'll be here hopefully maybe by Friday at the latest. Hopefully they'll be here by Friday. But yeah, we're going to replace the rotors. As you can see, they're all kinds of stress cracks and stuff. I'm going to put a light on here for you guys. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there are some like little stress cracks in the centers of them. I mean, they're all plugged up. These things are old as heck. So we're going to get started here. Well, the first thing first is when you jack the car up, take your wheel off, obviously. And first thing, do not forget this step on this car. The SBC pump has to be unplugged, or you can use the Star computer to do it, but this is way easier. Just pull this tab up, and you just pull the harness right off of it. Pretty simple. Just move it up, keep it unplugged, do one side. So now you can unbolt the caliper. Well, first, actually, you'll probably pop these pins out. Pop the pins on both, then you can take the pads out. I'm trying to save this. Actually, I think I have this sensor for this side, a new one, but the other side I have to probably save it. If not, if it breaks, I have to buy a new one. But pretty simple. Yeah, you just unbolt the little, I think it's a little star bolt here. I'll figure out the size in a second. But then yeah, just take these out and push the pistons back in. Take the whole rotor off, or the caliper off, and then just slide this off. I'm going to take this off right now though. Spacer, you got a little star bolt here, or a Torx bit for this. So this one's kind of jacked up. I should have got new ones, but I didn't. But yeah, so do that, and then I'm going to get some socket sizes. I'm going to show you guys how to do this. Alright, so I got my my tools here, and now I just lost them. But okay, I'm using, this is a 5/16. It's a like one of these universal star bit things. So you're gonna need these to get this back little bolt with this. The sensor goes right onto here, plugs right into there. This is just attached to there. Just take off this little bolt, just let it dangle then. So that's all you need for that one. And now all you have to do is punch these little pins out. Pretty simple. I'm just going to use something that I found that will pretty much work. So you just put it in there and tap away until they pop out. And I'm going to do this for the top one and the bottom one. And as soon as I get these pins out, I will take the pads out, and I'll show you guys that in a second. Alright guys, so I set up the tripod. This will be a little bit more easier for me, so I don't have to keep holding that camera. So we're just going to tap this out. I'm going to use my big sledgehammer. It's Helga, but just very gently tap on them. So hopefully you guys can see this. So we'll tap that one, then we'll tap this one out. You can use a like a center punch or something. This is all I had a center punch, but it's gone, so I'm using this stupid little thingy from my last car, like a temperature switch thing. But it works just as well, actually. But I just keep it just for this. There we go. A little dusty. So we'll pop those out. Put this stuff to the side. Now we can pull it. You have to push this little retaining clip down a little bit. Then just pop them out just like that. Just set those to the side. So this will be the top one. Don't think it matters which way they go on, but just take them off the order. Put them back on there. We'll clean these off a little bit probably too. So, all right, it's pretty simple. Now we're just gonna stretch these pads out a little bit, and should probably just take them right out. It's always the plan, but okay. So you can see these pads are still a lot of meat left on them, but if you can see, they are all cracked up from these rotors being warped. So these are no good, but I want this sensor, so I want to keep this sensor intact, so I'm going to take it off very, very gently. So I'll do, there's this side, that one's cracked as well, so that's one set. We'll go to the bottom. Alright, so there's all of those pads. Now the rotor's a little bit loose, so I'm started unbolting that a little bit, but I am just dripping sweat right now. We're in a bit of a heat wave here in the Pittsburgh area. I think we had a heat advisory. It was like 103 or something like that. Something ridiculous. It's Florida weather, but I'm in this garage like still air again. Oh, but it's what we gotta do. Alright, so I think I have got a little bench or a vise I can squeeze these back in with. So we're going to take off the back bolts real quick. I know it's not. It's a 21 millimeter. So I'm going to use a deep well socket with a 1/2 inch ratchet. Okay. So these should come off pretty simply, because last time I took these off, I didn't put them on very tight. Alright guys, I put it back, just taking this last bolt off real quick, and make sure you have something to tie and hold the caliper up. But yeah, they're just the little bolts, nothing crazy. And now we'll just slide it right off, and then I'm going to string this up here. I'm using a T40. I had to punch it actually bigger. It's actually a much smaller one, but since it rounded off, I had to pretty much make new teeth in that little nut there, or the bolt, or whatever you want to call it. So I had to do that. But now it just comes right off. Just like that. Just set it to the side, and your rotor just slides right on off, just like so. Okay, this thing is all junked up. Yeah, we'll compare them in a second here. So I'm going to set this one here, and I'm going to go grab the new one. Alright guys, you can see the comparison. Quite a difference. This one's got a nice big edge, a little lip on it. Really nasty. This one's fresh and good. So we're gonna slap this on real quick. So I'm gonna bring you guys back up. Okay, so pretty simple. Just reverse the procedure here. We'll find that little nub hole. It's this one right here. That one lines up right with this little one, or that little bolt we removed that holds the rotor on. So just line those up. Just kind of hold it with your foot or your leg or whatever, and then stick it right back in there. Throw that down. Throw this stupid rotor to the side. Alright, let's put the brake pads on. Alright, so I got these bolts started back up. They're holding on just a little, they're a little loose, so, but most of these I can actually push these pistons back in by hand. They're actually pretty nice. So, we are going to put these back on. These pads smell kind of funky too. I'm not a fan of that, but oh well. Guess we could put this side on first. So this one, make sure these they're in. These are in. Slide, pop right down in there, and then there's that one, and then do the same exact thing to the other side. So I gotta push just like so, and this one just like that. Alright, so that's the basic of how to put the pads on and a rotor. So then we're going to put the pins back on, which are pretty simple. So I'm going to undo this rope that I tied, or strap, if I can get it undone. Okay, let's bring this through. We don't need that no more. Okay, and right up on here, I don't know if you guys can see it, but this one, like I don't know, a little crevice or whatever you want to call it. Like I have a new one, a new brake wear sensor. The other one actually broke off, so I'm probably going to have to order another one for the other side. It's most likely going to break. But you can still drive the car. It'll just show a brake wear light will come on. Nothing serious or anything like that. Alright, it's pretty simple. It actually, I'll show you guys on a new pad right here. But on the side where it's got like a little indentation, that sensor goes right into there with like the prong part, and it actually goes right into the pad. So make sure you put it on that way. It can only go on really one way. So it goes on like that, then just push it back in. Now we're going to put the pins on, and we'll be done with this side. So, got our pins. Throw this pin right over top of it, push it down a little bit on it, and then push it through. And then it should just go right on in. And now just tap it with a hammer or whatever you got, really. Alright guys, so this goes, the pin, as soon as I tighten this back up, the pin goes to the rest of the way, but you got to make sure that this the clip stays right between each pad. So you want it to be even, because when you start pushing it in, the pin will push this all the way to the side. So you got to make sure you can keep that steady. So you don't want that to go off to one side further than the other. But other than that, we'll put this one on quick. Push it through. just like so, and then just tap it with a hammer, just like so, and we are done. So we'll put the plug in our new sensor into the little thingy, whatever it's called. Pretty simple. And then just put your bolt back through, put the bolt in, and then you just snug everything back up, put your wheel on, and you're done. And the only thing I can say to do, so when you get all that put on, since you push the pistons back in, you would want to plug this back in, the SBC, and then open a door, and then it'll self-prime it. So this one will, all the fluid that you pushed back into the system can push back out into the caliper. So you're not pushing too much. Then when you do the other side, if you take them and push them through, you don't want excessive fluid to fill up everything. So just plug it in, let it prime real quick, and then continue, unplug it, and then do the other side, just like this. Pretty simple. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little DIY. It's not too bad. It's a pretty simple one. I'll be ordering my tie rods next, so I'll have those in, and I'll do a little video on that as well. So if you guys like my videos, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.